All right, y'all. I'm on one. I am on one. I might be on two. Okay. So let me tell y'all what's going on. All right. I need y'all to tap in. I need y'all to, say what's going on, say what's happening, give your love into the chat. But let me get into this conversation right now. Okay. So I was doom scrolling on YouTube this morning. All right. It was a pretty good doom scroll, if I must say so myself. And I came across this clip of Whitney Houston talking about Paula Abdul, right? So first of all, I already know I'm dating myself, all right? Nevertheless, Whitney Houston was speaking, I think, to Sissy Houston, and she said, that girl, speaking about Paula Abdul, that girl is singing off key on record, right? And she was, roasting Paula Abdul. Whatever issues they have, I don't know, but that's not the point. I went to the comment section to see what people are going to say. And this lady in the comment section said this. Okay, are y'all ready for this? Because I had to screenshot it. All right, so let me find it. Here it is. This woman said, Paula Abdul in the 90s is pretty much the same as J-Lo in the 2000s. Okay, wait a minute. We got to tap into this conversation, y'all. So tap in. Being a great dancer doesn't mean that you can also sing. Okay. So I got to move the comment section. Before I tell y'all what I'm going to say, no, let me just tell y'all what I said. I said, no, ma'am. No, ma'am. Tap in. You can come at Paula for the vocals. And as a matter of fact, no, she can't. Whitney can come at Paula for the vocals because Whitney is the voice. Okay, so we got to understand where the credentials lie. All right. You can come at Paula for the vocals, but Paula was the premier choreographer for all the top stars in the 80s and 90s. Let's not play about those credentials. The J-Lo comparison is inaccurate. Okay, so I had to go there. Yes, I'm on one. And that fired something up in me that I wanted to come and talk to y'all about. Don't let people play in your face about your credentials. Okay? Do not let people come to you and tell you that you are not seasoned enough to A, try new things, and B, stand where you are. Okay? Because the issue that I have with that comparison is that J-Lo is a fake. Okay, J-Lo can do choreography that Paula Abdul put together. Okay, but she doesn't have the creative mind. How do we know that? Because we can see her. Okay, we can see her with our own two eyes. We are grown women and we understand what's at play here. Okay, J-Lo has stolen multiple people's flows, ideas, vocals. Okay, she's a great actress. Okay, so when we're talking about acting, we can, J-Lo can come in and say something. But even then, sometimes she falls a little bit flat. But what you're not going to do, okay, tap in. What you're not going to do is you're not going to allow people to play up in your face as if you don't have the credentials to do what you do and try new things. Now, the only person that could say something about Paula Abdul and her singing is Whitney Houston, because that is the voice. But to compare Paula Abdul's dancing, choreography, working with Janet Jackson, Michael Jackson, working with all the greats. Now, Paula Abdul wanted to come out her mouth and say something about Whitney Houston's dancing, then guess what? Paula Abdul has the credentials to do so. But what I won't let happen as I'm bringing this all together, and I'm going to get into our message today, is don't let anybody play with your credentials. What? Don't let anybody play in your face about who you are, what you've lived through, what you've learned, what you've perfected, the people you've helped, you helping yourself. Don't let people play in your face like that. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Okay. So I just wanted to come in and tell y'all that's the type of energy I'm on. I'm on the do not mess with the divine feminine energy. Okay. That's the type of label I'm on this evening. Okay. Or this morning. Sorry. Look, I'm still on last night. My God, today. Okay. So I just want to say that you're not that woman anymore. Okay. They literally called the meeting to discuss the problem, and the problem seems to be you. But you know what? That's not always a bad thing. The problem has to be you because you're no longer allowing people to walk all over you anymore. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. And I love that for you, collective. I love that for you because people like to play in your face about your credentials. People play in your face about your credentials all the time, collective. And let me tell you something, it's time to shut all of that down. It's time to shut all of that down. So when you start shutting down the people that are playing in your face, ladies, it causes a stir. It causes a stir in the office. Now, this don't have to be a corporate America office. This can be your social office. This can be social circles. This could be a family circle. This could be a number of ways that people meet about you. But you best believe when you immediately start cracking down on people misrepresenting your credentials, oh, you now become the problem. Now we got to get on the phone, okay? These hoes got to get on the phone, talk about some, wait a minute, did you see? She got an attitude problem. She needs an attitude adjustment. Tap in. That's when they start saying you're difficult. That's when they start to say that you have an attitude, that you're being aggressive, that you're difficult to work with. Tap in. That's when the language starts switching up, where you used to be so nice and now you're problematic. So now the human resources department of your life, of the people in your life, they got to get together and they got to have a meeting about you, because now you become a problem. And let me tell you something. Thank you. Let me tell you something. Continue to be the problem. Continue to be the problem. Don't you dare stop. Don't you dare stop doing what you're doing and adding on to your credentials to appease these fools who have no self-validation, who cannot validate their own journey, who's looking to you to do that thing for them, to make them feel good, to make them feel better than they feel about themselves. Don't you dare stop. Okay. Now, the other day, one of the Crown Collective ladies said, oh, so what I have to do is keep putting my boot on their neck. And I'm like, listen, we don't even look like that in the terms of being competition. But I will tell you this, just because you're not actively putting your boot on people's necks, don't mean that they don't feel like you not bringing that pressure. Hi. I need you to understand that when you decide not to be that woman anymore, I'm looking at the Nine of Wands, the Nine of Cups, and the Emperor. I'm not looking at the Empress. Let's be very clear here. Okay, Divine Feminine. A lot of times when we're looking at the Emperor, people are like, oh my gosh, that's masculine energy. No, baby, that's the building energy. Okay, that's the building energy. And what you have built in your life is emotional security, mental security, physical security, psychological security, financial security, food security. You've built a home, you've built a life, you built friends, you built a community. Tap in. That becomes problematic for people who don't want you to be supported at all. Tap in. Travis, hi, good morning. That's when it becomes a problem. So in this message, as I'm unpacking this conversation, we're going to talk about the underreported issues that you go through and how we can work through these as beautiful divine feminines, as women in leadership, and as women who are in their arrival era. My name is Cass Young. I'm an intuitive prophetic speaker, and I lead women who have decided to leave the chaos behind, walk in their purpose, and enter their arrival era. Because once you're here, there's no going back. Tap in. So let's talk about it. You clearly, looking at the Nine of Wands and the Nine of Cups, more on the Nine of Wands, you clearly are an overperformer. It's not because you're trying to prove anything. It's not because you're going out and saying, hey, I have to overperform. I'm doing the most, right? You have something to prove. No, you way past that. You done proved yourself already. I told you the credentials. Listen, your credentials are lining up. You can ask questions, but I might not answer them immediately. Okay, just because I'm in my flow. All right. And so when I'm in my flow, I might not see your question immediately, but I most times go back and answer them. But I don't do private readings. Okay. Tap in. I do not offer private readings, and I don't answer private reading questions. All right. So thank you so much for asking if you could ask. That is very respectful, and I appreciate that. And thank you so much for respecting the Crown community. Thank you. So the way that you perform is so righteous and so clean and clear that people believe that you are overperforming. Nine of Wands is giving me that energy. So when you are just doing your natural thing, you're just minding your business. Maybe you're at work. Maybe you're the parent that's at the school checking on the children. Perhaps you are walking down the street, shopping, whatever it is that you do, you have eyes on you. And so because you show up for yourself the best that you can in that moment, whatever your best looks like, to other people is overperforming. You know how many times y'all see my uniform. I'm blue jeans. Usually my sneakers change and my shoes change, but I'm blue jeans, white tank top, and then my accessories change as I come and chill with y'all. So my uniform is the same. That's a minimalism hack for your life. If you are someone who gets overwhelmed with dressing, find you a uniform and stick with it, okay? But you see my uniform, it's basic. You know what I mean? You'll be surprised how many people will say that I am overdressed for Southern California. I'm like, what? Meanwhile, when I'm looking at them, these people would run over Dollar Tree flip-flops, okay? Run over Dollar Tree flip-flops, all types of stains on their shirts, holes in they pants, okay? Don't look like they wash their tail in two Sundays. All right. Just presentation all sloppy. Presentation all ugh. Okay, tap in. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Y'all seen these people. And they tell you that you're doing the most. Okay. Many of you know that my sister on here is Mermaid Prophetess. I have been out with Mermaid Prophetess in real life, y'all. That is my sister. Y'all seen the pictures, okay? And she is, I'm talking about Fendi, Gucci, Prada, purse, bag, lip gloss, hat, hair, sunglasses, lashes, lip gloss. I mean, I'm talking about and this me, right? Y'all would be surprised at the amount of people who would look at the both of us and saying, y'all doing too much. Just being our natural selves. Just going out in the world. Just representing ourselves properly. Nine of Wands energy. We going out there to represent not just our homes and our families, but we also representing the spiritual armor and the spiritual protection that's behind us as well. Tap in. So you will be surprised at the way that you do things naturally. You're a natural performer. You are a natural strategist. You're someone who connects all the dots. You're someone who can solve problems easily. You're someone who can connect to people emotionally. You're someone who can read the patterns. And then when you speak on it and you perform on it or you act on it, the people who are so basic believe that you're overperforming, you're doing the most. Oh, they got to have a meeting about that. Okay. Did you see how so-and-so was showing off? But what they don't even realize, collective, is that you are controlling the narrative. Yeah, and they hate that. They hate that the way you show up is actually controlling the narrative. They cannot speak about you outside of what they see you show up as, and they see you show up as a boss. They trying to see if your credentials got cracks in it. That's what's happening. Tap in. Oh my God, today. So you control the narrative through your clarity, through documentation. You're probably like, Cass, well, I'm only going to the grocery store. What's the documentation? The documentation is your presentation, baby. Every time you step out, you think they're not keeping a scorecard on you? Okay? I can't tell you how many times I done kissed my husband on the cheek, hugged him, and somehow I got a lipstick stain on the side of my shirt. You think if I walk outside with that lipstick stain and I run into one of my clients, okay, or run into one of the other spiritual girlies around here, they're not gonna be like, oh, okay, lipstick stain. That's how they keep a score over petty stuff. Because they know for a fact that your arrival is the credential. Then they start asking questions about you, but we can go into that later. The thing about you is, collectors, is that you are preventing people from having free context. You're preventing people from having the freedom to just create whatever narrative it is that they want to have about you. That's what it means to show up 10 toes down in the world. Tap in. That's what it means. That's what it also means to hit this like button and double tap that screen, y'all. Come on now. So I'm sure that if you are in your arrival era, and no matter where you are, especially if you're in the boardroom, excuse me, that you have people checking your credentials, trying to get you off point. And let me tell you something. This is what they don't like about you, collective. This is a major key. This is a major point that they don't like about you. You check that shit at the front door. This is why they call you confrontational. This is why they say that you have an attitude. Because you immediately, when you see somebody trying to have a problem with you, when you see somebody monitoring you on a high level, you ask, hey, what's going on? You know, I've noticed that there's some tension here. And whatever questions that you might have, I want to get it out the way. See, they don't like that. They don't like that. Women in leadership do not have a problem with directness. I don't have a problem with it. You don't have a problem with it. But these hate hows, they have a problem with you asking, hey, what's the problem? And because a lot of the issues that they have comes with the fact that they cannot articulate themselves appropriately. Now they come off angry, upset. Now they act like they backed into a corner. They were so quick to have the meeting about you on the phone, but they can't say not one thing that's in that phone about you to your face. Oh, baby. Don't they know that we can see them? Tap in. And let me tell you something I'm looking at this 9 of Wands, man. I'm telling you something. The opposing side of that 9 of Wands is, instead of them saying what they have to say to you, or speaking their piece, or saying that they have a problem, or saying that maybe they misunderstood you. Maybe they had some thoughts about you. I've had this happen to me before, and I know that the collective has as well. People have said, I misjudged you. I thought you were one way, but you're not. And I've had people apologize to me because of that, and I apologize. Oh, my God, today. Now, that's somebody I can rock with. But this thing right here, the opposing side, instead of them saying something to you and getting it out the way, they start asking micro questions about your authority. Mm-hmm. Who authorized you to say that you that boss? This is where they start questioning the credentials. Who authorized you? And immediately when you say, I authorize me, my life experience authorized me, my education authorized me, the school of hard knocks authorized me, the book of life authorized me, my success authorized me, my bank account authorized me. Mm-hmm. God authorized me. I talked about being in your appointment of anointing. Mm-hmm. As soon as you start saying things like that, oh, now you think you all that. And a bag of chips, tap in. Okay, shout out to my 80s and 90s babies, and a bag of chips. Okay. Whew. And you know what else about this Nine of Wands? Oh my goodness, the way that this message is download for me, this is straight empowerment to the divine feminine, to my women in leadership, to my women who are in their arrival era. You want to know what else this gives me? Listen. Your boundary exposes the unpaid emotional labor. Tap in. Your boundary, when you say no, when you say that's not in my job description, no matter where your job is, when you say absolutely not, when you say I'm not carrying that for anyone anymore, when you just make the decision, I can't tell if something's on my screen, if I broke my phone or what. I think that's just, oh no, okay, I see. That's the comments. All right, sorry y'all. When you decide to draw that line in the sand and there's no rebound, what you'll actually find is people will test those boundaries continuously over and over again. It'll irk you. It actually becomes harassment. Tap in. Y'all, let me get my cough drops. Be right back. Hold on, y'all. Don't go nowhere. Get my cough drops. Okay. You guys know I'm recovering from a really nasty cold that I had. Whew. My God, today. And as soon as you draw this boundary and say no, and these people start harassing you, the pushing and pulling, and it's more pushing than it is pulling. They think they can boss you around. They think they can override your credentials. They sure enough do. And let me tell you something, collective. When this happens, not only does it expose the unpaid emotional labor that you've been giving to people, okay? I'm talking about free emotional labor, the way that you show up, but it also exposes their immaturity. It exposes their immaturity. And this is where the who does she think she is comes into play. And I told you, start listing your credentials. One thing women in leadership don't have an issue with, baby. The one thing women in leadership, the divine feminine, don't have a problem with is flexing their credentials when necessary. And I don't mean just school. I mean in life. Who authorized you? The Most High. Like, what you mean? What you mean? Whew. I like this Nine of Wands energy. I love this Nine of Wands energy because it's saying not only are you blocking out the BS, but you're preventing the BS from coming in by strategically exposing those who were so easily ready to use you. That's what this exposes. And I feel like that is so understated. It's never really talked about when it comes to women, power moves, making it happen. You really do a lot. And you know what else? As I'm looking at this Nine of Wands going into this Nine of Cups, there's a lot of autonomous thinking. You're able to flesh out things on your own. You're able to see what's really happening. You're able to pick up the patterns. You're able to pick up the behaviors. So I'm looking at this Nine of Cups. And because you are able to pick up on the emotional irregularities of the people that are around you so easily, the way I'm downloading this message is quite, I feel like I'm picking up on some energy here, y'all. And I'm feeling like some of you might have heard the word, or this could just become, I know what this is. Some of you have heard the word non-compliant multiple times this year, and it's still in the middle of January. A lot of you are so emotionally, this is where I want to go with this Nine of Cups. Some of you are so emotionally strong or secure. Tap in. I want to stop putting the label of strong on my women, because then people believe that they can pile things up on you. You are so emotionally stealth, right? That because you don't act out of emotion, because you don't act out of rage, people see you and will label you non-compliant. But what are you non-compliant to? You're non-compliant to acting the ass like they want you to, so they can slap them labels on you like they want you to. Y'all think that these people having meetings about you is just because you show up beautifully, just because you are baptized in the word of God, however you view your baptism? You think it's only because of that? It's because you don't act the way that they want you to. It's because you're not out here being a stereotype. That's why. They want to find ways to get you to act off track. They want to find ways to get you to start yelling and crying and being upset and cursing. They want to find ways to do that to you, collective. And once they realize that you're not that woman, and once they realize that you have those credentials, and once they realize that you're documenting everything the way that they think they're documenting about you, see, once that goes down, you are not compliant. And you know what else, y'all? Looking at this Nine of Wands, this Nine of Cups, and just feeling like this space in between. The other reason why they don't like you, baby. The other reason why they're taking notes. And the other reason why you're undefeated and will always be undefeated, collective. The other reason is because you use the same rule book that they trying to get you trapped up in. That same rule book with all the policies and procedures. It don't matter if it's at work. It don't matter if it's in the family, right? Because your family got rules too. It don't matter if it's amongst your social circle. There are rules too. No matter where the rule book is, you done read it, studied it, you know the parameters. So the same way they're trying to use the rule book against you, you actually use it to fortify yourself. Oh my God, today. Oh, baby. Let me tell you, you ever walk up in a meeting with HR, with the resource committee, and they want to pull out, well, it says in chapter 1, and you like, okay, well, in subsection 2.4, okay. Whoa, how dare you read? How dare you know? I'm telling you, the fortifying measures, when you know who you are, when you are confident in your abilities, and when you know the rules, oh my gosh, the outcome is outrageous. The outcome is outrageous. Oh, how dare you? Now you're starting to see them act the way that they wanted you to act. Now they're emotional. Oh my gosh. How could you do that? I feel bullied. How many corporate America baddies do I have in here? How many business baddies do I have in here? How many mamas I have in here? How many of y'all have sat straight face, proud, happy, chilling? You know what's about to happen. You see the setup. And as soon as you pull out the rule book and you play by the same exact game they try to play you at, and you won and you win, oh, now you a bully. Now you're the problem. I told you, they are discussing you because you're the problem. Continue to be the problem, baby. Listen, the amount of pressure by just being you is just next level. And as I flow over into this emperor energy, y'all, this emperor, this emperor is giving me so much just drip. Secure drip, baby. This emperor is giving me, I set my own metrics for success. And I don't care about approval economies. Let me say it again. You set your own measures for success. And most time you exceed them. And you do not have time, and you ignore approval economies. That means these little bubbles where people want you to perform and clap. No. You don't care about that. That's not even how you are motivated. Oh my God, today. Emperor is giving me big. I meet all of my goals. That's what it gives me. And you know what? The other side of this emperor, a lot of you might be feeling this or seeing this, but this is where the passive aggressiveness comes in. And the passive aggressiveness comes in because they know for a fact that they cannot sit down with you face to face, woman to woman, woman to man, human to human, mouthpiece to mouthpiece, convo to convo, bank for bank, intellect for intellect. They cannot sit down with you and evenly exchange what's going on. So the passive aggressiveness, the slick talk is what's coming. That's why I said at the beginning of this, listen, do not allow people to play in your face about your credentials that you work so hard for. Because no matter what your executive environment is, because you are the CEO of your life, right? No matter what the executive environment is, people going to try to humble you publicly at every turn. They're going to try to draw up tension with you at every given turn. And that's what this emperor is giving me. I actually feel like somebody knows exactly what I'm saying, where I'm coming from. And this, let me tell you something. This emperor energy is given, there is no argument. It's given, there's no argument to this. What's the argument about? And that's the thing. People want to argue with the emperor. The emperor is not the king of swords. Is not the king of wands. Is not the king of cups. It's not the king of pentacles. The emperor is all of those things. Tap in. That means that you have a clear handle on everything. that's going on. You have a clear handle on all the plays. Oh, well, they can't stand it, baby. They can't stand it. And because you refuse to argue about your worth and your capabilities, they want to be passive aggressive about it. And they want to question your credentials. And they want to humble you. In the words of Kendrick Lamar, it could never be a tie. Just look at their laces. And this is not a race. This is not a tie. You cannot keep up. Look at your laces. They so busy trying to keep up with you when you in the league of your own. What is all this extra you asking me? Why are you asking all these questions about who I am and what I do and how I do it? And that's who, God, my God, today they want to know the how you do it. How you so fine? How you so smart? How'd you get into that school? How'd you find out about this job? How you know him? How you know the CEO? They want to know how you do it. They want to know the how, and then they want to know the why. Why are you so motivated in life? Why do you show up like this? They want to know these things about you. That's why they having these secret meetings behind the scenes and calling you a problem, when really you the solution. I'm gonna tell you something. Ladies, don't come over here and be hiding about your success. We don't do that over here. You better brag. You better brag. I am so sick and tired of women feeling like they got to keep quiet about their successes. No, you don't. Not here, you don't. Now understand when you want to be protected. Understand when you want to open up and be vulnerable where you want to be vulnerable. But my God, here, no. Yeah, you did that. We celebrate women over here. Okay, tap in, double tap that screen. It's been people that came in here and said, I started my first class today, and I'm 60 years old, and that's the biggest shit ever to me. That is the biggest thing ever to me. That's a braggadocious thing. To say at any given stage of my life, I can start somewhere and win. Don't never think that you got to make $250,000 a year. You got to dress in a certain way. You got to do something in order to come over here and say, yo, Cass, I'm doing this. I'm going to brag on you. I brag on the collective all the time. Yo, the collective on point. Now, my community on point. If there's any haters within the Crown community, I don't know, because they hide it well. Tap in. Now we can see the non-hater. I mean, we can see the haters that's not a part of the community here. You know, they show themselves quite frequently, as a matter of fact. But no, ma'am. Ain't no we gonna try to humble you like these fools do, taking notes about you. Trying to find a crack in your armor. Ain't no crack. You the crack pot. Okay, tap in. My goodness. This is so interesting to me. This is so interesting to me because the more I unpack this beautiful Nine of Wands, Nine of Cups, and Emperor, the more I feel like a lot of you are reflective. I believe a lot of women, such as yourself, and the men that support the women, such as yourself, Travis, I feel like a lot of women have been so used to being quiet that they've lost their voices. They've lost how to speak for themselves. They've lost how to speak up for themselves. They've been playing this political game and quieting themselves only to become a political prisoner. Only to become a political prisoner in their own world. This is a form of self-sabotage, collective. You've been so used to having people humble you, try to humble you, because your aura, your energy, your light was so strong. Immediately had to shut you down. And many of you are just finding your voice today. Many of you might just be finding your voice right now saying, you know what, Cass, I have those credentials. And people told me I was crazy for believing that my credentials were worth something. I know that's what women go through. I mean, my goodness, if raising children is not a credential in and of itself, I don't know what is. But do you know that the world and society tells women that that's not a big deal? What? What do you mean? Raising another human being to the best of your abilities and doing the best you can is like a big deal. It's like one of the biggest deals in the history of the world. What are you talking about? Like the future depends on it. And you got society out here saying, oh, you're just a mom. What? Small businesses are the backbone of America. And the majority of small businesses are either ran by women or 50-50 with women. Oh, I'm just a small business owner. Oh, you're just a small business. What? Backbone of America, bitch. Well, I mean, what? I'm so confusion. Because on one hand, you have the world saying that women need to continuously be suppressed. And on the other hand, the world cannot survive without the woman. Period. That's why over here in the Crown Collective, we celebrate the woman and all of the accomplishments. Tap in. We're not gonna be in no circle boo-hooing and crying. There's a time and a place for that. We over here celebrating, baby. Okay? That's why I love that this emperor came out with the 9 of cups and the 9 of wands. We throwing up boundaries. We watching what's happening. Watching these heifers crumble on the other side of this 9 of wands because you done drew your boundaries so thick, so hard, so clean that they can't cross them. They can't sway you. You're so emotionally in control of yourself that when these heifers try to break you down, no matter what your executive environment is, they can't do it. Then they start acting a plumb fool and they start acting like emotional heifers. Now they don't know what to do. I feel like the woman, as I'm looking at this emperor, baby, let's get into this emperor. Whew, that was a whole channel message. I love that. Let's get into this emperor because the emperor is saying, do something. The emperor is saying, excuse me, there is a strategy. So let's do something. All right. What is going on with this emperor? And this emperor is dripped in red. That means anything that tries to play you, anything that tries to come towards you, that's a disruption, is a full stop. Okay? I just saw a comment. Give me a second. Let me read this comment. Ooh. Hold on, y'all. Here it is. No, most small businesses are not women, although they're represented. Yo, that's a lot. If 39% ain't most, that's a huge majority. And plus, hold on, see, because this is where the fact check come in. Not only did I say owned by women, but I said 50-50 as well. And that's for the Small Business Administration and veteran side as well, baby. You better check them stats and come back with facts. So yes, most small businesses are ran by women, 39%, and the majority of them have 50-50 ownership, baby. Ask me how I know, because I just got out of a meeting with the Small Business Administration. That's why I was late. Oh, okay. Credentials, baby. Okay. Tap it. I love you for trying, though, baby. I appreciate you. Okay. Because I did say partnership, right? I did say that, right? Okay. All right. Mr. Risa, okay, you speaking to my soul too, all right? Always trying to downplay the representation of women. Straight up and down, trying to downplay the representation of women. Women are so much the backbone. I literally said, oh my gosh, listening skills, baby. I literally said, and partnerships. And meaning including partnership. Oh my God, baby. It's okay. I know that you really tried. I know that you did. Oh my goodness. Let's see what's going on with this emperor. Okay. Oh my goodness. Hi, Stephanie. You know what, Stephanie? I've seen you in my chat before, and I believe you commented on a few of my videos. And I said the next time I see you, I was going to say hi to you personally. And I'm so glad that you came in. Blessings. Thank you so much. Thank you. So let's see what's going on with this emperor. You know what? Ooh, Five of Wands just came out. Oh my goodness. Immediately got gatekeeper. Look at the gatekeepers, identify the gatekeepers, go around the gatekeepers. Because even the gatekeepers take instructions. This Five of Wands is really telling me, like, the Five of Wands is saying, it's time to start power mapping. Thank you. Thank you so much for catching the live. This Five of Wands is saying, not only is it time to power map, but within power mapping, study who has the influence, not who has the titles. Oh, my God, today. Study who has the influence, not who has the titles. Because, see, the people that have the titles, they are the gatekeepers. Those who have the influence, they ain't worried about the gates. They're not worried about the gate. Why would somebody with the influence worry about other people getting in? To do what? We talking about leadership qualities. We talking about money moves, power moves. So yeah, I need to, this Five of Wands is really saying, like, look, identify the quiet decision makers. This goes for anything. Okay? That's why you have people coming here saying, well, no, actually, 39% of women. No, actually, sir, what I said was true. Because I put that clause in there, that and in there. Tap in. And that's because I was sitting in a meeting with one of the international small business directors speaking about how not only are women bringing in the majority of money through small businesses in America, but they about to take over in the next 10 years. I need you to tap into this 10 years, y'all. 10 years is a very short amount of time. 10 years is nothing. It's a blink of an eye. So tap into your power mapping. Look at who makes a decision. Don't look at who has the title. Their credentials come with the decision making. Yeah. I love the way that just came out. Absolutely, we got this. Absolutely. And you know what? I feel like with this emperor here, I'm leaning. What am I leaning towards? I'm one of the things I started doing, y'all, in my leadership and power moves. I started noticing like how my body moves, like which direction. And I'm leaning east. I'm leaning towards the mountains. I'm kind of like, it feels good to lean this way. And it's also the direction of this private mapping, this power move, looking at who's able to make the decisions, who's able to have the influence. And I feel like I'm leaning this way, especially as I'm going into my next point, which is to operate in precision, because it feels good to know who the power players are. It feels good that you actually might be amongst those who have influence. Oh, hey now. Hey now, have you not checked your credentials lately? It feels good to lean over here because the way that you operate with precision, I'm looking at this 9 of Pentacles. We got 3 9s on the board. The way you're operating with precision, you might forget that you have influence as well. You speak for yourself, don't you? You're a representative, aren't you? I like that. I also like that you are limiting your explanations. Stop explaining everything to everybody. Everybody don't deserve your explanation. Okay? I'm about sick of it. I'm sick. Let me not say I'm sick. Okay, I rebuke that. I throw that away. You don't have to explain yourself to everybody. When you start over explaining or explaining the reason why you move the way you move to everybody, it's because there might be a lack of confidence. It might be because there's a lack of confidence. 3 of Pentacles. Yeah. No. And that 3 of Pentacles is giving me, be very selective of your vulnerabilities. Be very selective of what you share and how you share it. Now, one of the other things that I'm learning as I'm moving within certain circles is that people say the thing. They're not super happy. They're not overexcited. They're not sad. People say the thing. People say the thing that they want. And they get it. There's no, maybe. No. There's no explanation. When they move, the world moves just like that. Whew. And then they go back and say, hell yeah, DJ, bring it back. Power moves happening. And that's what I want my ladies to get into. When you want the thing, say the thing that you want. Be unapologetic about it. Stand 10 toes down in it. You are the creator. You are literally the divine feminine manifester. You are a builder, a lover, a friend. You are all of those things. And if you require something in your life that makes it easier for you to do your job as a leader, as a speaker, as a doer, as a prayer, then you ask for that thing. You say you need the thing because of this, period. Oh, I love it. What else is going on? Oh my gosh. I love the way that came out. Ooh-wee, yeah. We got Big Hermit, Tower, and the Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, I feel like a lot of y'all just realize that y'all can just say the thing. Let me tell you something. a lot of y'all gonna say the thing that you want. Listen to me. A lot of y'all gonna say the thing that you want. And you don't realize how powerful you are. And the thing that you want gonna come to your front door. And it's gonna be ready for you. You better be ready for it. I'm sliding right back in like I never left. You better be ready for it. Because when the divine feminine manifests and they on that frequency, oh baby, you're gonna get heard. You're gonna get heard, baby. And I know you're like, okay, I don't need that. No, baby. I'm telling you, you're gonna get heard. Because women in leadership, they gotta get heard. Divine feminine, they gotta be heard. That's why when women take to the front line, shit moves. That's why women start to burn their bras, shit moves. There are other ways to do that now. But baby, you better know that your word is bond. Okay, that's what they say back on the East Coast. Word is bond. Okay, New York, word is bond. That is metaphysical. So if you ask for the thing that you want, you better be ready to use it, utilize it, harness it, and grow it. Okay? All right, that's our pep talk. Y'all know I be getting excited. I gotta stand up sometimes. Whew. That's why this Tower Ace of Pentacles came out with the Hermit. Some of y'all over here in your homes, y'all got beautiful oh y'all, I'm losing my words right now. Altars. Beautiful altars, beautiful. But y'all got your Bibles, and you got your Book of the Dead, and you got your Qurans, and you got your prayers, you got this and that, and as soon as what you pray for, you done did all this deity work, you done did all this working with the spirits, and as soon as what you ask for comes to the front door, you close it on the front door. Let me tell you something about your ancestor. I will come back and whip your ass. Don't play. You got the big girl panties on, ask for what you want, say the thing, be ready for it. Because that tower is going to be no joke. And you can set yourself back emotionally, spiritually. Claim the thing and mean what you say. Whew, my goodness. And you know what else? Wheel of Fortune at the bottom. Split the deck. Page of Cups. You know what else? Everything ain't a war. Everything is not a war. Everything is not a fight. Everything is not you having to go to bat. Everything is not that. Sometimes actually staying in your garden is the best thing you could do. See, the reason why they're having meetings about you is because they see that your actions, your behaviors, your light, your style is the problem. But that's them. When you meet other people in your space that belong in your space to make it home, to secure it, to fortify it, they don't see you as a problem. And I feel like a lot of times as women, we can fall into a trap that everybody is our enemy. No, baby. Only them fools. Only them fools. But you might have one or two. If you're blessed, three. If you're uber blessed, 4 or 5 good people that you surround yourself with that simply want you to thrive. Yeah, that's a real thing. And oftentimes, when you have divine feminine leaders, when you have women in leaderships, women in corporate America, women who run their households across the gamut, they're so busy wanting a certain type of person that they will make up characters in their mind to fit the mold of what they want that person to be. And you find as you go through that relationship, you get busted upside the forehead with the truth that that person never was that. As you elevate in your thinking, in your mind, in your heart, in your life experience, you find out that, oh no, it is a group of women out there who just love me for me and want to see me win. And the exchange of energy, the meetup, the conversations on the phone, that is a frequency based event. Tap in. Oh my God, today. I'm gonna tell you straight up, collective. You're not that woman anymore. You're not the woman who took peanuts in a friendship. You're not the woman who was fighting to be seen. You're not the woman who was seeking outside validation. You're not that woman, not anymore. And because you've gone through this and you know who you are, you're secure in your being, you're a fucking problem. To those who are still seeking that external validation, to those who are still seeking to please everybody but themselves, those who are still seeking to find God or hear from God. You become the problem. They're taking notes because you cracked the code. And my God, you're not secretive about it. You're not one of the gatekeepers. You're influential. If you weren't, then we wouldn't be having a meeting about you, right? They wouldn't be having a meeting about you. The way that your power shows up, I need you to accept the fact that you're powerful, bitch. I mean, I need you to accept the fact that, girl, you have arrived. You have arrived. You're not seeking to be accepted in a certain circle. I'm not seeking that. You're far beyond that. You're not in this cycle of chaos. You're not that. I want every woman that leaves my platform to know that there is a life outside of trauma and chaos and fights and external validation and lies and mess. This is a life outside of that. There's actually a life of peace. It is beautiful over here. And I want you to join me. Mhm. I want you to join the other women who continue to lead a soul-led life while also bossing up and being bosses in their own rights. Second, collective. You are not that woman anymore. But you know that woman if you spot her outside. If you spotted her outside, you know that woman. You know what she looks like. And you know that when she's ready to make that internal shift, that you're the one who's not going to gatekeep. You're not going to push her to the side. That's what it means to be a woman in leadership. That's what it means. And I love that you guys, you ladies, I'm saying guys, understand that. It's not complex. It's the frequency that we're building amongst each other. And I love it here. If you found this conversation motivating, loving, truthful, if you know, if you found it just inspiring, girl, you need to be subscribed. Like, stop playing, okay? We need to be here with each other, okay? If this message, this message resonated with somebody in your circle, send it to them. Hit the share button right now and say, girl, she's talking about you. You're elevating. You're a woman who's arrived. Check out her message. It's inspiring. You need to hear it. Mm-hmm. Because the only way that we find the women in our community and thrive is if we share the word. Mm-hmm. And the word is not always going to be do this, 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 and this. There's a motivating factor. Can I share something with y'all? In December, I went to an event with all women, and most of these women I've interacted with through Telegram online. Okay, Telegram I love Telegram, y'all. It is such a great tool, nevertheless. And we've gone through Zoom meetings and we've spoken to each other and voice messaged each other back and forth in Telegram. And when I finally met these women in real life, one of the women, Crystal, okay, Miss Crystal, Miss Crystal has a business. I'm going to share. I'm not going to gatekeep nothing. Miss Crystal has a business on Threads. Hold on, let me find her. She's probably going to be the first one to pop up. Second one to pop up. It's called Miss Crystal's Classroom. Okay. Y'all can find her. I don't gatekeep nothing. Miss Crystal's Classroom. And she teaches children how to read. She empowers mothers to teach their children how to read. She's a phonics coach. She has cards to help women teach their children how to read. She's just such a beautiful empowerment coach. And she sat in front of me after I've spoken to her for nearly a year and a half online. And she said, oh my gosh, we get to see the motivation in real life. Because the way that I am with y'all is the way I am in real life. Okay. That's how I am. And she said, oh my God, we get to see it in real life, y'all. This is her in real life. Not just her, but another woman I met, Miss Skylar, who is a former people pleaser. I'm telling y'all, the women that is in my circle, listen, don't play with it. Miss Skylar was like, oh my God, this is you in real life. Like, yes. And I share these things because if we do not build a community, then girl, we gonna just feel like we out here alone, and we're not. So you make sure that you share. You make sure you share this conversation. You make sure you subscribe. You make sure that you continue to connect with me. I'm in my comment section. I'm good at answering my emails. I'm getting better. Okay, y'all. And y'all click that link that's in the description, and you click that link that's pinned in the comments. Okay. All right. I will see y'all in the next conversation. I love you so much. I'm going to get some tea instead of this coffee. Want to get something to eat. And hopefully, if I feel good, I will come see you guys later on this afternoon. If not, I will see you later. I love you guys so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Tap in, and I'll see you later. Bye.